I want y'all to adopt what I say to my family, my children and my family. If we do what they do,
What they get?
we can expect to get what they get. Yeah, anybody heard me say that before?
Yeah, more than once.
Yeah, yeah. If we do what they do, we can expect to get what they get. Now, I want y'all to know that God is a God of justice, even when you don't feel like it's fair. Okay? When I looked at Deuteronomy 32, I'm going to walk this text out, and it may take me a minute. Y'all, I hope y'all got some time. Tabitha, I hope that you don't mind me expounding on this. Tomorrow, I hope you got your pen ready and take some notes on this, because we talked about the scales of justice and fairness. That's what we were talking about, right? That's the text out of Proverbs that I had y'all look on, right? So here it is. Deuteronomy 32 is called the Song of Moses. Why was I led there, Dad? I don't know. But verse 4 is what got my attention when I was thinking of Proverbs 16, okay? And I'm going to walk this, even though we stopped at verse 4, okay? Moses starts off, right? And he wants to get everyone's attention, Dad. He wasn't just trying to get Israel's attention, right? He was talking to everybody. Everybody. If you read the first few verses, which I'm not going to have recited over again because my dad read them, he was trying to get everyone's attention. That was Israel and all creation, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the scripture said. And let's say he was saying, look, what I'm teaching right now, right? He says, I want it to fall on you like rain and dew on vegetation. Dad, didn't you read something like that? It says, I want it to fall on you just like vegetation. In other words, what he was saying was this, the words that I'm about to speak, I'm praying that it falls on you to a point where they nourish you, right? And that you can grow up with them. And not only that you grow up after you hear these words, but that you produce good fruit. This is what I think. He was like, I pray that these words are seen as beneficial to you and pleasant to you. Right. Now, Dad, when I think about how he started off his message to Israel and these folks, right? I was like, man, every preacher ought to be praying that. You know, I ought to be praying every time I come in this room to speak to y'all, or whether I'm in a building speaking to y'all, that the words I speak, right, that they fall on you like dew and rain, that they cause some growth in you, that they nourish you, not beat you down, but they're beneficial to you. You get what I'm saying? But preachers ought to be praying that instead of always giving some of this mindless chatter that we're giving Sunday in and Sunday out in the midst of our theatrics. Y'all praying for me? Y'all praying for me? Y'all praying for me, right? I need somebody to say, Brown, I'm praying for you, because this is a tough message for me. I know that one's praying for me. She's been praying for me for 37 years. So here it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then he goes into praising the Father, right? And how many of you got a praise for the Father today? How many of you say, Lord, you are good? How many of you got, if you got a praise for the Lord today, say, I got a praise for the Lord. If you don't lie. Don't lie.
I got a praise for the Lord. I am alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We praise Him right now.
Yeah, this is, I know we ain't in a building where y'all can cut up and do all that stuff, but y'all can talk back to me until it gets to be disruptive. Y'all can do that. So here it is, man. So he praises the Father, Al, but the first thing he praises him for, right? He praises him for who he is. He says he's a rock. Anybody know him to be a rock? Yeah. I got a couple of them in my house that say that. Yeah. Yeah. He praises them because he is righteous. Anybody know that we serve a righteous God? And then he praises him because he is upright. He's upright, right? And then after that, he praises him for what he does. You know what? He praises him because every work that the Father does is perfect. Anybody know that we serve a perfect God, a flawless God, an immaculate God? If you know that, say, Brown, I know. Thank you. I got a couple of witnesses. Yeah. He praised him because he's perfect in his work and that his ways are fair and just. Oh, that's the part we struggle with right there. Yeah. Why did you allow this to happen to me? Why did you allow this to happen to my child? Why did you allow me to find myself here? And how can you sit there with all this craziness that's going on in my world? But he praised him for being fair and just. Is there anybody here this morning, despite your circumstance, despite your situation, you can honestly say, the God I serve is more than fair and just?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Amen.
Hey,
Yes, he is.
crickets, crickets, crickets. I know some of y'all
Yes,
struggling
he
with
is.
that. But let me tell you something. For those of you who think that you ain't getting what you deserve, or that you deserve better than what you got, I want you to remember this.
What I deserve.
The wages of sin is death.
Mm.
When was the last time you sinned? Think about it. If you didn't sin in your thoughts, if you didn't sin in deed, you most likely sinned in thought. When was the last time you sinned? And if the wages of sin is death, that means what you deserve is to die.
Mm.
You didn't get,
Mm.
we don't get what we deserve. I can only speak for me, y'all. I know some of y'all ready to levitate to heaven. I know y'all wondering why the Lord has still kept you here. You should have been the next Enoch, but that's not my testimony. The Lord has been more than fair and just to me. He has been better than good to me because he has not given Brown what Brown deserves. I know that's not some of y'all's testimony.